You're watching the Eternal Tournament Series.
Hello, 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 hello. We are back for round number 4. We have both of our opponents at 2-1. First opponent, Missingtoez on Xenon Killers. Second opponent, BruisedByGod on Mysterious Xenon. Counterbob, you wanna talk a little bit about this? What do you see? What do you like? What do you dislike?
How we doing? List by BruisedByGod, the Xenon mid-range control deck. It's pretty much the list that Rhino had brought to Worlds, placed third with. A few differences. We only see one Steward, and that's in the side. We see Power Stone, 4 of in the main. It's interesting not to see Steward featured more heavily in the style deck. Seems like a card you really want to be playing, especially main board, sideboard. It could turn out to be important in this matchup, going against stuff like Dawnwalkers. But it's very similar to that deck that Rhino had brought. Then Missingtoez with Xenon Killers. Pretty standard Xenon Killers list. I don't see anything that really jumps out as different or super innovative. Just your standard good Xenon aggressive cards.
All right, yeah, no, and that's pretty much where I run down. Do you remember did Rhino's list have the 4 Waystone Infusers? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I believe it did. I actually have it right up here. Yes, he ran 4 Stewards main and 4 Waystone Infusers main. Yeah.
But I definitely do agree. Steward seems very strong, and I definitely would have liked to see a little bit more. But maybe the 4 Power Stones are letting him ramp a little bit faster. But we do see the players getting underway. Missingtoez playing out some power. BruisedByGod doing the same. BruisedByGod going ahead and firing off that Seek power. I like the sequencing there, hiding the fact that they have some more power in hand by playing it that way. Dawnwalker coming down for Missingtoez. BruisedByGod, what are they going to do? I'm guessing hold up this Ion. Are they going to be able to? They actually might not be able to. No, they have 2 Shadow Sources.
Yes.
And I guess they get to hold up Banish this way as well.
Yeah, Missingtoez definitely needs to draw some power. Bruise has enough sources to cast spells the next couple turns. Definitely wants to hit that 5th power and start Waystone Infuser, so you can start basically drawing cards for free off the top, playing your sigils.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting that card advantage. We do see the Ion come down at the end of turn by BruisedByGod. BruisedByGod being able to play, as you mentioned, that additional power this turn. I imagine we're going to see Sandstorm Titan come down. And we do, and I think we're going to see a pass of the turn back to Missingtoez. Missingtoez needs to draw power this turn, or this is more or less. I guess, because with the 2 Annihilates in hand, there's a little bit of a buying time. That Banish is going to be able to help stop the other Ion. And now BruisedByGod is actually sitting in kind of an awkward spot. But as you mentioned, there's a Seek power, getting them up to 5 power total, going to be able to play that Waystone Infuser now.
Yep, the Banish is really the only card Missingtoez can play. There's nothing to target with Annihilate, nothing to bring back Dark Return. So he needs to draw a power. Oh, that's not going to help.
No, that is, missing that second Shadow Source, definitely hurting him. However, Missingtoez does have a full 4 Vara's Favor in the deck, as well as quite a few number of the 6 Shadow Sigils and the full complements of seats and banners. We do see the Vara's Favor come down by BruisedByGod, which I can understand why they went ahead and played out the Vara's Favor. They're setting up for being able to play out one of the 2 Mysterious Strangers that they have in hand, or if, like Missingtoez did, draw a power and we see the Sandstorm Titan come down, the Connoisseur can hit play, eat the Sandstorm Titan. Or we're going to see the Banish. Okay. All right. So now I was about to say we have to. I would imagine we're going to be seeing a Mysterious Stranger.
Still missing that second Shadow. The power drew.
Champion of Mystery.
Power drew before was the Seal. Doesn't help currently. So again, we're stuck Missingtoez with nothing to play. He can Dark Return here, getting back the Titan, making a 6/7.
Yeah, however, Champion of Mystery or Mysterious Stranger, if you've been playing Fallout like I have recently, is just going to be able to eat the Sandstorm Titan. So I imagine we're going to see an attack here with the Champion of Mystery. Just go ahead and force through 7 points of damage. Otherwise, the Sandstorm Titan is going to be, you can just trade off the Sandstorm Titan there. Or I guess just leaving it back, hoping to get up to all 6 Shadow Sources to make those bad boys unblockable. We are 2 Shadow Sources off from that, so it seems... I don't know. I guess I would have liked to seen a little bit more aggression.
Yeah, he could have played down the Carnosaur, killing the Dawnwalker perhaps, and then swing in with the champion to then either force a block or just force 7 points of damage through.
Yeah, and so we do see 4-time 4 Shadow Influence and the Waystone Infuser being played, and then the Time Source, the Time Sigil being played from hand. That was not off the top of the library. However, any future power that's sitting on top of the library, BruisedByGod is going to be able to put that out there. We see 2 Ions coming down from Missingtoez and an additional Diplomatic Seal, getting them up to 8 power. Not super important right now, but it does get them closer to that 9 power to activate Ion. Unfortunately, there's no units in the yard for Ion's ability to do anything, but by that time, I'm sure there will be. We're going to see, yeah, Predatory Carnosaur coming down. We're going to go ahead and fight an Ion. He could flash in another Ion to leave that Ion alive, but there doesn't seem to be too much of a difference there. Oh, we do see the Annihilate coming down, getting rid of that Carnosaur, leaving all of his Ions alive.
Yeah, at first, I was surprised he didn't use the Annihilate on the Infuser to stop any free card draws, but saving it for something a little bit more important, like a Carnosaur, does appear to serve Missingtoez a bit more useful.
Well, now we basically we have close to lethal. We're 1 point off of lethal if a Shadow Source is drawn next turn, which is very, very big. However, if BruisedByGod were to attack like that, I believe Crackback is very close to lethal.
Yeah, he has the virus favorite, but he also does have an Aeon to block, also life. So
Exacxes.
Yeah. Not much you can do about that.
No, not at all. That Vara's Favor being a tremendous draw for BruisedByGod. Gonna go ahead and allow him to take that game down against Missingtoez, and we're gonna shoot over the old board.
Yes, I don't see a side.
We do. It was updated in in chat. So let's go ahead and pull that up.
He has Stewards of the Path of his own, which can definitely help. Death Strikes are going to be necessary to kill a Champion Mystery.
Well, and do you if you're Missingtoez, do you actually want the Steward of the Past?
No, he's not playing any.
Yeah, you're not getting any like kind of crazy value. Like I'm definitely looking at that Death Strike, possibly the Twin Brood Sarpards, just to get more units to kind of eat through some of BruisedByGod's removal. Also, a fun little combo with Xenon Initiation, as well as Dark Return. So we could just see kind of like a value package come in with the Dark Returns coming in, the Twin Brood Sauropods coming in, and just being able to reoccur close to infinite Twin Brood Sauropods and try to eat through some of the damage that way. But I have to imagine Missingtoez is most afraid of this Champion of Mysteries, with the Champion of Mysteries being 7/7s, Predatory Carnosaur not really able to eat them.
It's the key card in this matchup, it looks like.
Yeah.
So definitely a Death Strike. I'm so used to seeing Xenon just auto-assuming Dawnwalker, so I'm like, oh yeah, Steward. In this matchup, it doesn't pertain. Yeah,
looking over at BruisedByGod, what are you liking from them?
Let's see. Vara's Choice is always good against these style decks. I don't know if you would want to bring it in. His matchup's pretty decent. I'm not sure what you'd cut for that. Annihilate's also good. A lot of the big Xenon creatures are stuff like Titan, Carnosaur, stuff like that, so you can get rid of those. The Steward, I imagine, comes in on this side at least.
Yeah. Maybe the Stray is even.
Yeah, Stray is decent.
I mean, like, so Stray answers what? Interrogator, Ion, and Dawnwalker?
Yes. Also.
And Blistering Wasp, Instigator. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it has a lot of ways to deal with all the little guys. And then if you happen to have an Ion late in game that he's trying to bring back stuff from the Void, it makes them less effective.
All right, so I could get into Strand of Shadow, but it looks like our players are underway. Missingtoez hand definitely more functional than their first one.
As the shadow sources.
Yeah, and definitely, and it looks like not wanting to play the monument, Missingtoez thinks that they can get to 5 power to turn that monument on, getting them another 5/5. BruisedByGod looking over at their hand, definitely not hurting on power either with the 2 ions and the banish. Banish should actually be able to do some work here. Now, Missingtoez is going to have to decide whether they're playing that Argenport Instigator or their ion of their own this turn.
I think it may be more powerful to play the ion and a turn, and then follow up with a Titan. Oh, looks like he's gonna go with the. I'm not a big fan of that. I guess he is wanting to make sure he gets to the Carnosaur. Power. So that does make sense.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm actually fine with that. I didn't think that was too terribly crazy. We do see the ion coming down. Gonna go ahead and trade. I don't mind that at all. You're taking, you're netting 2 life there. And then we do see the Sandstorm Titan come down. Banish will be able to answer that if BruisedByGod decides that is something worth banishing. Missingtoez, though, does have the Death Strike in hand to kind of thwart any other kind of crazy shenanigans. But BruisedByGod not looking super healthy at the moment.
No, he doesn't really have a great hand at the moment. He has a reactive hand for the most part with the Aeon and Banish. But if we get to that Carnosaur, he doesn't have anything in hand currently to deal with it, but he has a lot of good options to draw from.
Missingtoez playing their 5th power off that Diplo Seal, leaving the time sigil in hand just in case a seat is drawn off the top, so that way the seat will come into play non-depleted. But we are going to be able to get to that 6th power this turn. I like playing the power and just playing Instigator and kind of leaving and then holding back the Predatory Carnosaur while leaving up Death Strike. Wow, does not play the power. How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure why you do that. He's not running like infusers
or Mystic Ascendant. So
yeah.
It
would make sense to play it out so you have Death Strike available for anything.
So like doing it this way, it hides the fact that you do have the Death Strike. But now you missed an opportunity like this, and now you're like your Ion's dead. You just took an extra point of damage. Like, so maybe it doesn't matter. Also, your Carnosaur can't really trade in here. That seems like a misstep, but I also might just be crazy.
No, I think you're right on with that. Keeping it up, you would now be able to swing in for 6, gaining 3. So you'd be at the 29 because you did gain the 3 before. And then your Carnosaur, instead of trading here, you can save it for a better opportune time. It just seems less effective. He could just be wanting to save the Death Strike for the Champion of Mystery. That's his only real way to deal with it.
Yeah, and Missingtoez, having played this way, has really hidden the fact that Death Strike is a card that BruisedByGod is going to have to worry about. And my guess is that Missingtoez is just very, very worried about those Champion of Mysteries coming down. And so Death Strike being like one of the cleanest answers that Missingtoez has for it. So I think really valuing the fact, well, I say that, and then they're immediately shooting off the Ion. I guess they were worried about an additional land coming or additional power coming down, and then Ion activating, allowing that Predatory Carnosaur to come back as a 9/9, which would be pretty intense. Now, Missingtoez playing the Predatory Carnosaur, going and fighting, clearing out that Mystic Ascendant, getting it off the table before it becomes a real problem. The only unfortunate part is BruisedByGod already got a little bit of value off of that, being able to play a power last turn to draw a card.
Yeah, with only the Auric Interrogator in hand versus 3 cards, which we know. Like one's Var's Favor, one's Banish, one's a Power. So he does have a way to get rid of 1 or 2 of these creatures, and there's the Banish. So it's going to be top decking for a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's see if maybe able to ride this Auric Interrogator.
Yeah, I mean, Interrogator's a 3-turn clock right now. Technically 4 with the Var's Favor in hand by BruisedByGod. I have not seen what BruisedByGod drew for that turn, but if an Ion. Yeah. Interesting.
So he'll play it at the end of this turn. Next turn, be able to bring back, I assume, the Carnosaur.
Yeah, just get a nice little 9/9, little 9/9 action. All right,
casual 9/9.
Getting an attack in there, going to put them back up to 11. Obelisk, huge draw. Going to be able to pass the turn here.
Wow.
Yeah, so now we have a 6/5 Auric Interrogator. Ion can no longer swing in. Predatory Carnosaur is a 9/9, but thanks to the Interrogator finding...
Yeah, Yeah. It's a good draw for Missingtoez, draw that Death Strike to deal with
Yes.
Carnosaur, but the big target you want to hit with it is then played after.
Yes, and with that Vara's Favor in hand, should be able to turn on this Champion of Mystery. So Champion of Mystery are going to be drawing a card every turn, as well as being completely unblockable. We are on a 3-turn clock here. Ooh, it's gonna be tough for Missingtoez.
Yeah, and he only has 2 more Death Strikes to be able to deal with that. He could possibly draw a Xenon Initiation to deal with it also.
Yes.
So 4 of those we haven't seen any. So there's 6 cards possibly to be drawn to deal with this, and it needs to be done soon.
Potentially another Obelisk could be good here, just to be able to like really start forcing through some damage. But as soon as oh wow, there's an Annihilate. I appreciate the Annihilate. Actually, I don't know.
With taking damage from the Interrogator, it could speed the clock up, but also you are giving him more chances to draw his outs.
Yeah. So I'm a little skeptical in that. I'm curious to see what BruisedByGod did draw there, and I don't know about that high on attack being at. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not bad. All right, but we do see. So we do have 2 blockers up. Here's a Dawnwalker coming down. It's going to be a 6/3.
Yeah. And we see leaving the Orc Interrogator up puts him down to 7.
Ooh,
free swing in. So
there we go.
He did the math.
Yeah, I was about to say, look at BruisedByGod doing math. All right.
But we did draw the Death Strike. So
there is that Death Strike coming down.
He did the correct math to put the game to an end, but the risk of that was letting him draw a card off of it.
Ooh,
and that was.
Yeah, and we're going to see 2 cards drawn this turn. Now you got to deal with an 8/8, a 6/6. This Instigator, I think, is more of a liability at this point than anything else.
Now he kills it.
Yeah. All right, so you can trade with the. Oh, he just takes it. Just takes it. All right. BruisedByGod.
Very well played.
Doing some work. Doing some work. I believe that was because BruisedByGod got game 1 as well.
Yes, with the Champion Mystery swing for 21.
That's right. Yes. Oh, that was good. Wow. How did I forget that? All right. Well, answer. Been commentating a few matches today, but yeah. So we are looking into a backup match. We will have an answer for you guys there in just a second. But I don't know. How do you think that played out? I feel like that played out about what we thought it would.
But. Yeah, I expected that sort of result. It was unfortunate. Game 1 stuck at missing the second shadow for so long for Missingtoez.
Yeah.
Game 2 kind of played out how I thought the whole round would. Each were able to play their spells. It just turns out that one side was just playing a little bit more powerful spells and units. Champion Mystery untouched is a very, very good card. The fact that you can't block it and it draws cards.
Yeah, no, this is okay. Yeah, so we are definitely we might have a back. I don't know. We're going back and forth. Waystone Diffuser. I don't know. It's like what was the standout? Obviously, the standout card was the Champion of Mysteries there. I'm trying to think, like, and I feel like if Missingtoez had found some Obelisk a little bit early. Oh, I guess they're only playing 2.
Yeah. Bruised also has 4 banish, 4 death strikes, so he has lots of removal.
Yeah.
So we saw that come into play a lot, like especially game 2. Missingtoez playing. He played a lot of good units. We saw Dawnwalkers, Titans, Carnosaur, but they're all being dealt with.
Yeah. And especially with BruisedByGod having, like, in addition to the Banish and the Strike, there are the 2 Annihilates as well, and the 4 Blistering Wasps, which might as well be removal spells.
I think between both of them, there's like 10 or 12 Aeons played the whole round. Like each game we saw them just everywhere.
Yeah, that is a very good point. We only saw 1 activation though, because they were dealt with pretty regularly. Yeah, it's just Missingtoez just ran out of removal for everything that was BruisedByGod.
And playing the more controlling list, Aeon Connect just has a bump in the road that also gains you life. And against some of the early drops that Missingtoez plays, like the 2-drop Argent Port Instigator, it's just a big win. You take 2 damage, you kill their unit, Well, actually, no. You gain 2 life, rather, and you kill their unit. So I'll take that anytime for a 3 cost.
Yeah, nothing crazy. So it looks like we have a backup. But while we're waiting for final confirmation of that, yeah, were there any other spoilers that are kind of popping out? Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see what we can do with the Sentinels.
Yes, I love that they're putting a lot of emphasis on unit types. You can see a lot of different decks. Like a lot of times when new sets come out, it's like, okay, splash these 2 cards and already this existing deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But with all these cards focusing on unit types, you can see whole new decks, which it excites me a lot.
So what you're saying is we're getting a playable tribal block.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Yetis.
I don't know. Grenadin looks super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sentinels look super interesting. Like I kind of want to. What's the 16 drop time Sentinel that gets like reduced, like that bonds. So like you can get it down to like if you were to play a Sandstorm Titan, you could drop it down to like 11, and if you were like a dedicated ramp deck, I think you could do it, especially with the new Dino that ends up like swinging in,
Nova Quick Titan,
getting power. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think there's going to be some fun things we're going to be able to do. But we have confirmed we are going to be getting another match. I believe it's going to be TonyGeeeee versus his opponent. We're still getting some of the information in, but we should have that, guys, for your second.
Yeah, that Sentinel is Nova Quick Titan, 10-11.
Damn it. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, we will be. It's going to be Tony versus Amateur, so we're going to get that set up. So it'll just be a quick second, guys. Please bear with us. All right, so sorry about that dead air, guys. We're getting this set up. I don't know. You got anything else fun or exciting, Counterbob? I know I don't.
Well, just more into the spoilers. There's also the Red Titan, Great Killing Titan, 9/7 for 8.
Yes.
So that's another Sentinel that can. The Sentinel deck's looking very powerful. Like it's the fronts and butts on these cards are just ridiculous. 10-11, 9/7.
That's a fun little rhyme, but I don't know. You doing anything fun tonight? I know you said you got the whole day.
I'm playing some Dungeons and Dragons later.
Oh, I've only played once, and had a good time. Had a very good time. I would definitely play it again. Those things take a little bit of time, and I also found out that you can't be argumentative with the DM, and you have to like just do absurd things. Just putting this out there, our DM was like, because it was a Magic themed D&D game, and so basically we just got summoned to like Dominaria, and then all of a sudden Teferi was like trying to tell us to do things, and I was like, whoa, you just summoned me here like completely randomly. I'm not gonna like just follow blindly what you're saying, but apparently that's not kosher in D&D. Would you agree?
It can be, depending on who's your DM, and I've been DMing for 3 years, and that's all I've really done. So I'm usually pretty cool with people adventuring, letting them find out for themselves. You can let them do whatever you want. They can just be punished for it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There was a rope ability or something that let me like become impenetrable. I don't know. I kind of abused and I don't think I was doing very good spirit of the game. But it does look like we have everything set up, so we can jump in the game now. And it looks like TonyGeeeee on Big Xenon. And Amateur on Felnscar Control. Wow, I haven't seen Felnscar in a while. This is exciting for me.
Yeah, TonyGeeee's list similar, not very similar, similar to the last one we saw. This list does play Steward of the Past as a 4 of in the main. We are not seeing any Power Stone in this version, but There are the Champion Mystery, and only 3 Waystone Infusers.
Yeah, I think I kind of like 3 Waystone Infusers. 4 seems a bit much. But we do have players both starting here, and this is game 2, I believe. Might be game 3. We'll get confirmation for you guys in just a second.
Then Amateur's playing Felscar Control.
This is game 3.
Oh, it's game 3, okay. So he's adding a 3rd color to a deck that's running Champion Cunning, which could be rough. A while back I tried doing this. It just makes Champion Cunning come down so much later than you really need.
Yeah, no, that was yeah, no, I definitely agree. Trying to get to 5 influence of Primal and Shadow while also trying to support your Fire Splash. A little intense, but thankfully the Fire Splash only there for the Torches, the Caleb's Choice, and the Quarries, and the Statuary Maidens, it looks like. So only ever needing 1 Fire influence, so you can probably skimp a little bit. And you do have the 4 Seek Powers, and you have the Eileen's Favors. I'm looking too. So definitely some good stuff. But we do see the Vara's Choice coming in, or coming out against Amateur, being able to tag a Black Sky Harbinger, putting that in the bin. TonyGeeeee able to follow that up with the Sandstorm Titan, and Amateur not able to do too terribly much. Unfortunately, unable to see Amateur's hand at the moment, so not entirely sure what's going on. They might have an answer for the Sandstorm Titan, but I would imagine we would have seen that come down already. Okay, we see the Champion of Mystery come down from Tony. Tony's got a very impressive clock going right now.
Yep. There was a Sabotage, I believe the 1st or 2nd turn of the game, that got rid of a Death Strike. So not being able to deal with either one of these creatures at the moment. He does run 4 Death Strike and 2 Annihilate. Only the Death Strike will deal with the Champion of Mystery.
And Tony does have a 2-turn clock presented on board currently. Of course, we know about the Banish also in hand, the Steward of Past. This looks like it's going to be a decently quick game.
Yeah.
Because even if Amateur is at 7 power now, so that they could Witch Lightning Storm or Lightning Storm Witch to answer the board. However, with TonyGeeeee having Predatory Carnosaur, Ion, and Steward of the Past all kind of suited up and ready to go, it's going to be a little bit harder. There's the Ion coming down. There's Vara's Choice, going to answer Vara, which is interesting. Like, why would you make the choice to answer yourself? Oh, or just playing the Carnosaur and going ahead and getting in that way. That works 100% too. I like the flavor of Vara's Choice, getting rid of the Vara, but I guess you can Carnosaur.
Yeah, it would have been her choice to leave.
All right, well, that was a whole lot of setup for a very quick match, but congratulations to TonyGeeeee for pulling that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think the Felscar Control is a great matchup against that deck. There's too many things to answer, and your more powerful cards are harder to cast by adding that 3rd color. Yeah,
that makes entirely sense. Entirely sense. We don't. All right, but I think that is going to be it for us for this round. We're going to take a quick little break, and then shortly we will be back with round number 5. So thank you, everybody, for your patience, and we'll see you guys soon.